Fox News alert on a very busy afternoon at the White House, to say the least. President surprising reporters at today's briefing by making some unannounced and extended remarks on the death of Trayvon Martin. Then just moments before that, we heard reports that members of the Congressional Black Caucus were actually meeting with officials at the Department of Justice with some suggestion on what the agency should be doing in the aftermath of this controversial case. We'll play you a bit of that news conference.
Initially, we're just talking about Trayvon Martin. They haven't gotten to the other stuff yet. And it's just explaining what, you guys already know about DOJ investigating and that kind of thing, and just members are asking questions.
And what are your concerns, and what maybe DOJ should be looking at after the Martin verdict?
Well, I just want them to, look at the whole case from soup to nuts, from, when Mr. Zimmerman called the police until the very end, what we have now, to make sure, to look at Trayvon's civil rights and human rights and all of that. I want other eyes on the investigation.
Jahvaris Fulton is a former prosecutor and defense attorney, and Doug Burns is a former federal prosecutor. Welcome to both of you. Let's get right to it. Jamie. Doug, what is there for the Department of Justice to look at?
Well, Jamie, politics and law don't mix. That's the problem. And what you're adverting to, and you're right, is that the FBI already took something like 36 interviews, 302s they call them, reports of interviews, and it doesn't support the idea, and this is just legal realities. This has nothing to do with politics, sociology, political science, or legal history, and everybody's jumbling all of these concepts together. Legally speaking, there is no evidence in this record to demonstrate that the young man shot and killed the person because of his race. And all of this political talk notwithstanding, that's the reality. And that's why, by the way, the Attorney General first said that career prosecutors will decide this. That was a way to pass it off on them. And then B, the president, you have to look at that carefully, said this is a state issue. And that telegraphed...
Often it is, he says.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But he's going to want it to be a state issue in this case.
John, as they take a look at this case, given the president's remarks, what's the impact of what the president said on the obligation of the Department of Justice and the way in which they will likely move forward?
Well, I think the DOJ is going to have even additional pressure on it now to take a look into, essentially, Jamie, nothing, because I agree wholeheartedly with what Doug said. There is nothing for the feds to look at here. And for them to spend 1 minute or one tax dollar on an investigation as to whether Trayvon Martin's civil rights were violated vilifies an innocent man. And how do we know that George Zimmerman was innocent? Because every person that sits on the same side of the courtroom that he did is innocent until proven guilty. And George Zimmerman was not guilty. Innocent man. Why do we have to vilify him? Why are we not okay with an acquittal when somebody is accused of a crime? That's the message I'm getting from the president this afternoon.
Well, what many people likely heard from the president, I want to talk to you and keep you guys over the break. I want to ask you this when we come back. The president said that he himself could see himself 35 years ago as Trayvon Martin. And the president also said that he believes if the race were reversed, the outcome and aftermath of this case would have been different. Is that what civil rights is all about? Is that the role of the president? Is it the role of the Department of Justice? We're going to take a look at that with both of you when we come right back.